beauties, and welcome back to IAmBeautifulHustlerTV. Today we'll be doing a 6x6 lace closure wig install, and today's hair is provided by Tinashe Hair. Now, as I mentioned, this is a 6x6 lace closure wig unit. Now, this is a 24-inch of their water wave hair, and as I mentioned, it's a 6x6 closure wig, so that means it is 6 inches wide and 6 inches deep as far as parting space. And today I will be doing this wig installation on my mom today, so shout out to Mama Hustler because she will be my model for today. Now, off camera, I did go ahead and bleach the knots, pluck this 6x6 closure wig, and to bring my curls back, I did add some soft crimps to the wig. I did not use any holding sprays or anything like that, and I actually kind of crimped this hair when it was like damp, and the crimps still were created in the hair while it was like half dry. So I was actually surprised and happy about that. But I'm gonna jump straight into this tutorial today and begin to add my layers of the Beautiful Hustler lace adhesive. I did go ahead and do the ball cap method. I only sprayed the center of the wig cap with the holding spray, since that's the only thing that's going to have glue on it. The rest of the cap, I just left it alone, but when I cut off that extra lace, that extra cap, it did not roll up or anything like that on the sides. And I also have a new ball cap method, which I actually got from another YouTuber who actually did a review using my glue. I will put her information down below as well, so you can see the review that she did using my lace glue. And there's also another YouTuber as well that did a review using my glue. So if you want to find reviews on people who purchase and use my products, just look it up on YouTube and you will find them. And I also already added her foundation color underneath the closure as well. And I did use the palette from Ruby Kisses Cream Foundation in level 16. I used the lighter shade in that dark skinned girl palette. So that was the color I used on the cap and underneath that lace closure lace as well. But right now I'm just going to add all of my layers of lace adhesive. I think I did about 5 layers of this glue, and you just want to make sure that you put a good amount and you also allow it to dry clear. So I did about an inch wide section of glue as far as how wide I used it, but I did use 5 layers. And right now I'm just taking my scissors and I'm cutting off the thick band on the side of the lace closure wig, and I like to do that so when it's time to do the baby hairs and everything like that, I can get a nice and seamless installation. I also do this with my closure sew-ins as well, and that also help with a nice seamless installation as well. But now I'm just going to add my last little layer of lace glue before actually pulling my lace down into this glue. And I really didn't crop out too much in this tutorial. Probably about like the first 10 minutes of this video, or maybe 14 minutes of this video, I did not really crop anything out. So pretty much what you see is what I'm doing, and this is pretty much like step by step of how I did this install. And then I only cropped out like the places as far as doing like baby hairs and stuff like that, like just show bits and pieces. So you will get a full tutorial on how I created this look. But as I mentioned, once I finish applying this last layer of glue and I let it dry clear, I will begin to pull this lace down into the glue. So now that this glue has dried clear, I'm just going to go ahead and pull the lace down into the glue. And if you applied it correctly and you also used a good amount, then once you pull the lace down, it should automatically stick. But just have your client or whoever you are installing on just hold it down for you as you blow dry on the heat setting and just really get that lace melted in. I'm just taking, as I said, my blow dry on the heat setting and just using a little rat tail comb and just combing that hair and that lace down into that glue just to ensure that it is melted. Now today I did not use the melt belt. I didn't want to use it, just to show you that you can still have your lace melted just using, you know, like the heat and just using enough glue and just, you know, pushing that lace down and everything like that. So you will not see me use the melt belt today, but her closure wig was still melted in, and I'm just taking my fingertips as well and just pushing that lace into the glue. And now that I am done blow drying, I'm just using that extra lace to pull the hair into the glue and just really applying that pressure before cutting off the extra lace. And I just try to take my scissors and slit some areas, that way it's easier for me to razor comb off the extra lace. And then I'll just go in with that eyebrow razor and carefully just razor off the extra lace. And you want to do it as close as you can to the hairline, not even the hairline, but to where the hair starts on the lace. That way it's not too much extra lace laying down anywhere, anything like that. So I'm just going to continue to razor that off, and then I'm going to take a few clips and clip back the lace that is still lifting so I can tack it down. And I just put a little glue on the back of my hand, or you can use a little palette or whatever you can to just like squeeze a little dot of glue, and just taking the end of my rat tail comb, just sliding that glue underneath those little cracks before actually pushing the remaining of the lace into the glue to finish off the melt.
Hey, what's good, Shakari?
And as far as the edges, you can do the full 6 or the full layers that you did on the rest of it, or you can just do like a good 2 or 3 layers of that glue and tack it down, because it's just the edges. It's up to you, it's your preference. But I just went ahead and applied all the layers that I wanted to apply, and now I'm just taking the comb and just pushing everything on in. And once I do that, I am just going to begin to pull down a section for the baby hair. So now I'm just pulling out 3 little sections, one at the end of the closure, one that will go across the swoop towards the top, and then on the other side of that closure, I will pull some hair down as well. And, pretty much where you place your baby hair really will kind of like make or break the style. So you want to kind of have a visual of where you want your baby hair to lay when actually doing your installation and everything like that, to give the style that extra like to it. So I depending on the person's hair shape and depending on the final look of how I want the style to be, that's where I decide I'm going to place the baby hair if I am doing some. So I just figure out the 3 places I want them to lay, and now I'm just going to go in with an eyebrow razor and I'm going to chop those baby hairs down as well. And using a little freeze spray on the baby hairs and the hairline, I'm just going to comb and blow dry that on heat as well before actually shaping out the baby hair how I want it to be. And then I will get into like the finishing touches on this look. And as I mentioned, I did not crop anything as far as up to this part, but once I actually get into swooping the baby hairs and everything like that, I will kind of like speed up the process, because I do baby hairs in almost every tutorial, so I think you guys kind of get the hang of it. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about that, but I am going to do a full baby hair tutorial anyway soon. So just on different ways and different methods to do it. So stay tuned for that soon. But yeah, I'm just going to add a little wax stick on top of the hair just to get the hair to kind of lay down a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with that the bed head hard head spray, and using my edge brushes and my finger and just combing and swooping, and using a blow dryer on heat as well to kind of mold it and get it into place. And depending on how you do your baby hair, it's depending on what your clients want. Like some people like soft baby hair, some people like baby hairs with the gel because it lasts longer, as well as the holding spray. So I mix it up. Sometimes I do a combination of 2 different ways. It just all depends on what the client wants and also what I want to do as well. So that's pretty much what I do as far as doing a baby hair method. But I'm just going to quickly touch a few bases showing you guys the baby hair, and then I will proceed on with the finishing touch. So now I'm just going to take my wax stick, just making sure I get all those frizzes on out. And, just make sure everything is nice, sleek, and smooth. And I'm just going with the hot comb a little bit more and just really press the roots out nice and flat. I didn't want this side to be completely flat. That's why I have it slightly humped up towards the front. And I'm just smoothing out the back and making sure everything is flowing in the direction that I want to flow. And I did, as I say, add soft crimps to this hair while it was still kind of like damp. So that's how I got the curl to look like this. But nevertheless, I'm pretty much finished just touching up the baby hair on the side that was bothering me. And then I'm just going to take some concealer and conceal up the part. I did not use any black spray today, simply because I just didn't feel like it was necessary, because like the part was already kind of skinny. So all I had to do was just define it to really make it, like pop. So I didn't use any black spray, only the concealer. But I'm just, spraying down everything, making sure it's nice and neat how I like it to be. And just, playing with the crimp a little bit to just fall a certain way or just lay out a certain way. So I'm kind of going to spread it out, comb it a little bit. And I'm just going to go in with that same Ruby Kisses level 16 level foundation palette and conceal my part using that same shade I used on her cap and underneath that lace closure. And yeah, conceal that part, and I will pretty much be done with this look. This is a very quick and simple install. As I mentioned, I didn't crop out anything really except for like the last little bit, but I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and this finishing look. Here is a video of how everything looked before I did the before she did her little quick selfie video at the end. But I tried to get like the back of it, but once she actually stands up out the chair, you guys will be able to see the soft crimps in the back as well. But thank you guys for tuning in to my tutorial. Once again, this was Tinashe Hair and their Water Wave 24-inch 6x6 closure. Details below, and thank you guys for watching.